Viewers, welcome to the program L'École chez vous. Once again, I want to first of all congratulate all of you for every time watching us. It's very important that you should follow us because in few days you are going to sit for your different examinations. So don't miss this program. It is for your own good. As you can see, today we are going to focus our mind, focus ourselves on what? Not grammar point today. No grammar point today. Today we are going to devote our time to how to write a composition in English. We are going to learn about English writing. If you have time, we can devote, let me say, 4 weeks for that, so that we learn everything concerning a writing in English. So today we are going to start from first of all, what is composition, how to plan your the different type of composition we have, and how to plan your writing and so on and so forth is what we are going to learn today. So next Tuesday we are going to continue with different type of composition we have. We are going to develop them and treat them with a sample question. So once again, thank you for coming, for watching us. You are on TVT channel. You are welcome. Okay, today's topic, as I said a few seconds ago, is based on English composition. Is what we are going to learn today, English composition. But before we go into details, allow me quickly to introduce myself. Some may know me, others may not. So my name is Mr. Adodo Alabwe. You have it on the board, and my phone number is also on the board. Is 925023050 again. So this is my phone number, 92502350. So if you have any question that is related to this topic or any topic in English, you are welcome. You just dial my number and I will answer you. Thank you. Good. English composition. What is composition in English? As far as English language is concerned, what is composition in school matter? Composition is just any piece of writing we write. Any piece of writing we write on a topic, a specific topic, as school exercise is what we call composition. Any piece of writing we write on a given topic as school exercise is what we call composition. Is that clear for you? Now, when you are asked to write a composition, you must know that we don't just wake up and start writing composition. No, not at all. There are steps to go through. When you want to write a good composition, you must be, first of all, express yourself clearly and arrange your ideas in paragraphs. In paragraphs is what we are going to learn today. Now, how many types of composition? How many parts a composition should have? I know you all know that, but allow me to quickly come back on that. Any composition has 3 parts. So let me write parts of composition. Parts of a composition. A composition, as I said earlier on, has 3 parts. We have what we call the introduction. The introduction, then the body. We have the body, and the last one is the conclusion. So these are the 3 parts a composition, a good composition, a well-written composition should have. We have the introduction, the body, and then what? The conclusion. Now, what does each of them mean? how can we understand the content of each of them is what I'm about to explain. For instance, when you are asked to write an introduction or the introduction of any topic, you must first of all know that the introduction is what? It is the opening paragraph. It is the opening paragraph that deals with what you are asked to talk about in the topic. Let me say it again. It is the opening paragraph. It is the first paragraph that deals with what you are asked to say about the topic. You do what we call you give your general idea about that topic. Is what we are going to put in our introduction. Now, what about the body? The body is what? The main part of a letter. Of a composition. The body is the main part of any composition. In the body, you are expected to do what? To give more information, more details about what you are asked to, about the topic in your body. And your body should not be in block. No. Your body should be in what? In paragraphs. And each paragraph should deal with only one idea. You cannot focus, talk about two ideas in a single paragraph. It is not recommended. So we need to do everything in paragraph. Your body should be in paragraphs. I hope you are following me. Alright. Now, in the body, as I said, you give more information about the topic. You give more explanation. You explain, you give more details about that. Now, as far as the conclusion is concerned, when we say conclusion, from the word conclusion, we have the verb to conclude. When you are asked to conclude, then you are asked to conclude. By doing what here is just to do what? To summarize, to sum up, to do what we call in French un résumé. You summarize all what we have said above in your conclusion. And your conclusion should not be long. It should be brief. It should be short. Is that clear? Good. So these are the three parts every composition should have. That one is very, very important, please. When you are writing a letter, what's wrong with me today? When you are writing an English composition and you cannot respect or you fail to respect all these parts, your composition you will get a wrong mark, a wrong score. You will not perform. It shows that you don't respect the different parts of your composition. Then your mark will be low. You will get a very bad, a very poor mark. To avoid that, try your best. Do everything you want, even if you are in lack of time. Even if you are running out of time, please do not forget to respect the three parts. It's very, very essential. Is that clear? Nice. Now let's go to another point. Is how to plan. How to plan your. No, before we come to that, allow me quickly to come back to what? Come back to number 2, which is what? The types of composition. The type of composition we have. How many types of composition we have in English? We only have 2 types of composition. We have what we call essay writing. We have essay writing and what? Letter writing. We have essay writing and letter writing. So these are the 2 types of composition we have. The essay writing and the letter writing. but the two of them are not governed by the same rules. They have the different ways of writing them. So essay writing is totally different from letter writing. So we must learn each of them and master them very well. So these are the two types of essay of composition. We have the essay writing and then the letter writing. Now when we come to the essay writing, how many types of essay writing we have? Essay writing, now the types. How many types of essay writing we have? Or let me write one. Yes, let's write an asterisk. So we are going to learn about the essay writing. The main part of an essay writing are, first of all, we have what we call the descriptive essay. The descriptive essay. We have the narrative essay. Narrative essay. We have what else? The argumentative essay, and the expository essay. Expository essay. So these are the main types of essay writing we have. We have the descriptive essay, the narrative essay, the what? The argumentative essay, and the expository essay. So these are the four types of essay we have. Four main types. Let me say it again. I said four mains. I mean the most important ones. Apart from this, we also have article writing. Article writing. We have speech writing. Speech writing. We also have debate writing. We even have dialogue writing. You can ask to write what? A dialogue. So these are other types of writing we have. But for the meantime, we are going to focus ourselves on the most important one, which are the descriptive essay, the narrative essay, the argumentative essay, and the expository essay. Now, what do we mean by descriptive essay? What is a descriptive essay? A descriptive essay is just an essay in which you are asked to tell exactly how a person is. In that kind of essay, you call it a portray. You are asked to portray. It means to give what? The physical and what? The moral aspect of a person is what we call a portray. You can be also asked to do what? To describe what? An animal. It's also possible. For instance, you can ask to describe what? A pet. A pet is what? It is your favorite animal. It is an animal that is that you have as a companion. This is what we call pets. Now, or we can also ask to do what? To describe a place. For instance, I may ask to describe what? A television, the channel. I can be asked to describe here. I can also ask to describe my school. I can also be asked to describe a lot of things. Even you may ask to tell about what? Your favorite game is also a description. You ask to tell about your favorite game or your hobby. What is your hobby? Is what you are doing in your spare time when you are free. When you are not doing anything, you are free. what is the main activity you are doing? What is your game you like to play when you are free? You don't have any difficult, let's say, busy work to do. My hobby is what? Reading. I like reading a lot. That is my hobby. Some people will be playing games. Some people will be playing a lot of things. So everyone has a what? Everyone has the what? The hobby. So it's also part of descriptive essay. Now, what about the narrative essay? Narrative essay here, you are asked to do what? To tell about what you have seen or hear. You have seen or heard with your eyes and ears. Excuse me for the tautology. What we have seen, you have seen and you have heard. When you are talking about them, you are narrating that. You are doing what we call a narrative essay. Now, apart from narrating what you have seen or heard, you can also be asked to do what? To tell a story. When you are asked to tell a story, we also call it a narrative essay. Are you with me? Good. Now, what about the argumentative? Okay, let me just give you some example of narrative essay. For instance, when you are asked to do what? To narrate, how do you call it? A hunting expedition you went on, or an excursion you went on, or a journey you went on. All this is what we call narrative essay. Now, what about the argumentative one? The argumentative essay here, as you can see, we have agreement. You are asked to do what? To provide agreement to do what? To convince or persuade a person over a topic. You want to convince or perceive a person. You have to give what? You must use agreements. And when you say yes to a topic, normally in argumentative essay, we say you are for the topic. You stand for the topic. Now, when you are not, you are against the topic. You stand against. It means that you say no to the topic. Let me quickly give you some example of argumentative essay. Would you like to be a monogamist or a monogamist or a polygamist? Or do you want to adopt what? A monogamous life or a polygamous life? Or you can also be asked, do you want to have a large family? It means a family of many children, or a small family. It means you just want to have few children. Here, when you are asked such a topic, you will ask what? You will give what? Agreement to convince your reader. Another example of argumentative essay we can also give. We can also be asked to give your point of view. For instance, about what? Are you for traditional medicine or modern medicine? Traditional medicine is about the use of what? The use of using herbs. But traditional modern medicine is about what? Using medicine. Go to a pharmacy and buy medicine and drug and so on and so forth. So you can be asked to give your point of view about that. Or rather you can also be asked to do what? Another argumentative essay. Do you want to live in a town or in a village? You cannot deal with the two at the same time. It depends on the topic. Sometimes instead of being for the topic or against the topic, you can also be neutral. It means you are not for, you are not against. You are in the middle. By doing so, in that case, you have to discuss the two. But be sure that the arguments you are for must be numerous, more than the one you are against. Are you getting what I'm saying? So when you are asked you are given an argumentative essay, please don't say yes, no. Okay, for instance, you are, let me just give another topic on this. Would you like to be to attend a boarding school or day school? Boarding school is what we call in French an internat, or day school is what we call our number one. You cannot say in your body or in your introduction, we say, yes, I prefer a boarding school. No. In an argumentative essay, you cannot say no. Don't say no. No. You have to give your argument to convince what? Your reader. That is what you are expected to do in your argumentative essay. I hope all of you are following me. So we can move on. The next one, but not the least, is what? The expository essay. What does it mean? The expository essay is a little bit, or let me say, it's just your descriptive essay. There's no big difference between them. Just because when you are asked to write an expository essay, you are asked to do what? To give explanation. You are asked to give explanations, or to do what? To suggest, or to you are not asked or to say how something is made. For instance, when you are asked to prepare jollof rice, for instance, when you are asked to prepare that Rio Grande, there is a way to start from the beginning, how to make fire, how to do this, how to put the pot on the on fire, and so on and so forth. So that process, when you start developing them, you are doing what we call an expository essay. You can also be asked to give the causes and the consequences of what? Of AIDS, HIV/AIDS. AIDS is what? AIDS is when you write AIDS with a small letter like this, you are talking of help, assistance. But when each letter is in capital letter, we talk of AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, what we call in French SIDA. So AIDS is SIDA. So you can be asked to give the causes, the consequences, the effect of what? AIDS on the society. Or even better still, you can also be asked to do what? To give the causes and the consequences of rural exodus. What is rural exodus? When a lot of young people from the villages, they decide to come to town. They decide to leave their village for town. To do what? For a better life. Is what we call a rural exodus. But when you are asked to give causes, consequences, and effects, then you are writing what we call expository essay. When you are asked to give explanation, you are writing what we call expository essay. When, for instance, you are asked to talk about a coronavirus, you are asked to talk about what? The cause of that, the symptom of that, what next? The preventive measures you have to adopt, you have to respect, not to be affected. All that, when you are writing it, you are writing an expository essay. So these are the four things, normally the first type of essay writing we have, that we must keep in mind. So first of all, when you are given a topic, you must know what you are asked to do in that topic. And there are things to respect. For instance, most of the time when you are describing, you must use the present tense. And when you are narrating, for instance, either you use the simple past tense most of the time, because the action, how do you call it? The incident or the situation the situation took place in the past, so you must use the simple past. Now, when you are asked to write an argumentative essay, most of the time we use the simple present and also the expository one. We can also use the simple future here, but never use the simple past here or here. That is the way we can know more about the types of essay we have. Now, as far as the remaining one are concerned, article writing, speech writing, debate writing, and dialogue writing, I don't think that we are still doing it, or those types of essay are still asked in exam, our students in exam. That's why we are not going to waste time on that. Article writing, you are also asked to give your point of view on a point, and that will be advertised or published in a newspaper and so on. Speech, for instance, you stand before the audience, you address a speech. For instance, every 1st of January, our president is giving what? A speech to what? To all the population of Togo. So you can be asked to give a speech when you are doing what? When you are, for instance, during an excursion in your school, or when you are organizing, how do you call it? A festival. Debate now. Debate looks like argumentative essay, but here you have to stand before an audience and do a debate. Either you are for the topic or you are against the topic. Now, dialogue is a conversation between two people. This is what we call dialogue. Now, let me quickly say this about the essay writing. How to plan now? How to plan? Here should be B. How to plan? To plan an essay. How to plan your essay. When you are asked to write an essay, there are things to go through. When you fail to follow them, your essay will be the dire one in life. I mean, the horrible one in life. So when you are asked to write an essay, there are steps to go through. For instance, you have to do what? You have to create. You have to create or generate ideas. That is the first thing to do. You have to create or generate ideas. When we say create, when you are asked to write an essay writing, you must be what? Imaginative. You must be creative. You never travel by air, but you may be asked to write about a travel you made by air. So you don't know anything about traveling by air, but you are forced to do what? Not to lie. Let me not use the word lie, but you have to be creative and imaginative. So you create or generate your ideas. The second one, you do what? Now you organize your ideas. You organize your ideas. Now the third one is what? You link your ideas. Okay, let me say you organize your ideas efficiently or effectively, and now you link or connect. You connect your ideas. You connect your ideas in what? In paragraph. Using what? Using what we call transitional devices. Using connectors. Using connectors, or what we call transitional devices. Now, what are the transitional devices we have in English? We are still on the part 1, which is what? The essay writing. Later on, we are going to continue with the letter writing. If you have time, I will quickly give you a summary of the main part we have. Then next time, we are going to continue. Now, the connectors are what? For instance, when you are going to support, you want to support what? When you want to support your ideas, I mean the agreement you have given, you can use the word to support. You say also, and you develop an idea. You also say moreover, moreover, to develop another idea. You can also say furthermore, furthermore. All these are additional words we use to do what? We use our connectors we use to make a difference between each paragraph. So we can also use besides, and so on and so forth. We can also use again, in addition. So if you have, for instance, let me just give you an example. If you have four ideas to develop, the first one can take, to start we say first of all, that is your first idea. You develop one idea here. You say also, the second one. You can use any of them. Moreover, the third one. Now, your last one should be what? I will quickly come back on that. So when you want to, first of all, start with the first argument, you say, first of all. First of all. You can also say, firstly. Firstly. You also say, first and foremost. First and foremost. You also say firstly or at first. So these are the words we can use to start your body. So when you say first of all, you develop only one idea or agreement. Then you continue with two. Also, you develop another one. Number 3, another one. Number 4, another one. If now you want to develop the last one, your last idea, then you have to say, then it to conclude. You have to say, to conclude, that should be the last, it will deal with the last agreement. Or you also say in conclusion. In conclusion. Or you say, you say finally. Finally. Or you also say in a nutshell. In a nutshell. In a nutshell. You continue, you conclude. You can also say lastly or at last. So these are the way you can do what? Conclude your body, your essay writing. These are the way you can conclude it. Now, when you want to do what? Oh, excuse me for cleaning it. When you want to do what? To amplify. It means to exemplify. When you want to give examples, you can use this. You can say, for example, and you give your example, or for instance. So that is the way these are the connectors we use to give examples. Now, when you want to show contrast or opposition, you finish with a positive idea, you want to continue with a contrast. You want to put the two in a contrastive form, manner. Then you must use although. You must use although. Then or you use however. Or you use nevertheless. Or you can also use but. And we have a lot of things to use. So etc. You can also use enough, we've standing and so on and so forth. Okay, another one. You can also say on the other part. On the other part. So there are a lot of words we can use to on the other hand. Other hand. It means what? It means en d'autres termes. Par ailleurs. On the par contre, it means par contre. On the other hand, it means par contre. Now, so this is what you should need when you want to show the differences. The difference between each paragraph when you are moving from an agreement to another one. Now, let's now quickly move to what? How to the second type of what? The second type of composition we have. Now, as far as the second type is what? Is the letter writing. Letter writing. Now, as far as the letter writing is concerned, when you are asked to, there's no essential information to give apart from the word itself. Letter is a message. We know it can be written message, or printed message you send to someone, in which you convey a message. Good. So a letter writing, we have how many types of letter writing we have? We have 3 types of letter writing. 3 is not 2, it's 3. The first one is informal letter, or also called personal letter. The second one is semi-formal letter. And the last one is formal letter, or we also call it official letter. Now, how do we differentiate all of them? It's very simple. When you are asked to write an informal letter, it is any letter that is meant for, or that is addressed to what? Your friends. It is addressed to friends or pen pal. Pen pal is what? Is your correspondent. So any letter that is written to friend or pen pals is called informal letter. Now, semi-formal one is any letter that is written to who? That is written to your relative. I mean, the person older than you in age, the person who is superior to you in age. For instance, when you are writing to your uncle, that should be a semi-formal letter. When you are writing to your aunt, is a semi-formal letter. Even when you are writing to an acquaintance of your father, but the person is older than you are, it is a semi-formal letter. Now, the last one, but not the least, is the formal one. The formal letter is addressed to directors, or what? Ministers, MPs, what else? MPs, presidents, and so on and so forth. When you are writing to the headmaster of your school, when you are writing to the director of TV2, when you are writing to the Minister of Education, or Ministry of Health, for instance, and you want to let him know about how people are, how do you call it, how people are not respecting the preventive measures. We can also write to the MPs. MPs is deputies. Deputies, or MP stands for Member of Parliament, and we also have presidents. So any letter that is written to any of these personalities is called formal letter. Good. Now let's quickly try to draw, to set the layout of each of them. In few minutes I can quickly finish it. When you are asked to write your informal letter, please, your informal letter, what you should know here is the address is always here. The address is written here. Address. Or let me follow it. The first thing you must write what? First of all, your school name. School name. But if for examination purpose, don't write school name. For instance, if your school name is CS Lorenwo, don't write CS Lorenwo. No. Just write school name. Or even you can leave this space. You can leave that one. Instead of 3, you can have 2. It's also allowed in Togo. But the official way to write a letter, an informal letter, is to do what? To start it with the address should contain what? Your occupation. The place you are working. You are working in is very important. But for examination purpose, if you cannot write school name. Write it. If you cannot write school and name, don't write your own school name. If you are attending lycée Ablogame, lycée Gbenyedi, or lycée Agwe Nive, don't write lycée Agwe Nive. No, don't write it. You can write school name. That's all. Or even you can leave this one. It is also accepted. Now, the second one should be what? The PO box. P stands for post. Post. O stands for office. Office. And the B is box. Now look at here. The P is the capital P. Capital P. Letter majuscule. O is also my capital. B is also capital. It's only your OX that should be small, in small letter. Then you write your PO box. For instance, if it is 007. And you write now the place you are writing the letter from, where you are before writing the letter. So you must write what? The PO box here, the place is, if it is Lomé, you write Lomé. But if it is in your letter, it is written like this: Lomé, comma, Togo. Then your Lomé should be on this line and your Togo should be down. But if you are given this, for instance, Lomé hyphen Togo, you can write everything on the same line. It is not penalized. If it is written like this, you can write it like this. But if it is comma, then you go down with your the country's name. Now your letter can be what? It can be punctuated. It means what? You can place punctuation mark. So you can punctuate it like this, punctuate it. But what you must be sure of is your place should always carry a full stop, whether it is punctuated or not. Now your letter can also be written like this. This is what we call it block form. You can also write it in a slanted form. Slanted form, it means what? Your school will be on this line, school name, followed by PO box. You will leave one line like this, PO box, and Lomé will be here. They will not be on the same line, Lomé. So look, this is the slanted form and this is the block form. Now both are correct. You can also punctuate this or not. You can punctuate it or not. When you don't place a comma here, you must not place it here. But if you place it here, automatically you need to place it here. But this full stop is very important. Good. That is the address. So after writing what? The address, you write the date. The date is not part from your letter. The date should be what? Should be totally aside. But don't leave any line. No. You write the date. After the Lome Togo, the next line, you write the date. For instance, you can write it, but the best way is to write it as the way we write the date. For instance, today is 7th of June, 2020. Please try your best so that to put everything on the same line. Don't go beyond this line, or don't come down to write a component of a letter. No, everything should be on the same line. Now, when you finish writing the date, you come by this side. This is the date. Now you leave one line, you write dear. If you are writing to your father or your friend, we say you write the first plus what? The dear plus first name of the writer. If it is Paul, you write dear Paul, followed by a comma. Your subscription should be followed by a comma. This is an example. If it's Sarah, you write dear Sarah. If it is Pelagie, you write dear Pelagie. Don't write dear first name. Dear plus the first name. Whose first name is the first name of the person who is writing, who is receiving the letter? It is the what? The receiver. Now, be sure that you place a comma. Okay. Now you start your introduction here in the middle of dear and your the first name of the receiver. In this case, you write what? You start developing your letter. Now you must start your letter, I mean the content, with what? With the introduction. Then you say, how are you? How are you? I hope you are fine. Then you let him know about the reason of the letter. I'm writing this letter to tell you about to explain, to do everything you want. The main of the letter, you must state it here. Now when you finish, you can finish your letter by saying this. For instance, I'll be happy if you write me back. Now if the person has already written you a letter, then you must mention it here. You must talk about it here, that you thank him for sending you that letter. You acknowledge the letter and so on and so forth. You said it. But if it is not the case, you greet the person. Then at the end you write, I will be happy if you write you back. Now, how to subscribe? Now you will need what? The subscription. I forgot to let you know about the different type of a letter. Now, the subscription will be what? It should be your subscription should be on the same line like this. So you write, you leave one line, you write, there's no space. That's why I'm writing it like this. You write if you are a friend to the person, you write your friend, comma, or you write friendly yours. You can also write yours ever or yours. All are correct. All is correct. Now you must do what? Write your first name. First name. This one is the first name of the person who is writing the letter, but this one is the person who is receiving the letter. That is the receiver first name, and this is the sender first name. For instance, if I am the one writing the letter here, I must write my first name here, Thierry. I must write Thierry or Adodo, but I should not write Alaboy Thierry or Alaboy Adodo. It's wrong. I will only write my first name. If, for instance, if it is our Excellency, our President Fonya Singbe who is writing the letter, then we have, don't write Fonya Singbe, just write for. Now, if Mr. Fonya Singbe is writing the letter to Selom Klasu, for instance, our Prime Minister, you must also write what here. Don't write Dear Selom Klasu. No, Just write dear what? Dear Salom. Salom is the first name. Don't write the family name and don't write your name here. No, it is in French that we have been doing that. You must write it only your first name here. Now, what is the difference between informal letter and the formal letter? It's very simple. An informal letter must have C parts. We have address of the writer. We have what? Date. We have what else? The salutation. Salutation. We have now the body. The body. Then you conclude in your body. You say subscription. After this body, you write subscription. But do not forget that your body should contain three things: the introduction, the body itself, and the conclusion. Everything should be here. Now, then you write first name. Your first name. First name of the writer. That is the way it should be. Okay? Now, when you are writing a formal letter now, what happened? Two parts are added to this. Two. We must add what? The second part is the receiver address. The receiver address. And then what? The heading. The heading of the letter. Now, the subscription of, in an informal letter, we don't write the first name. We write the full name, the first and the family name. If it is Fonya Singbe, we write in a formal letter. We write Fonya Singbe. Let me quickly draw a layout. The time is against us, but allow me to quickly finish it. Here you write address of the writer. It means the person who is writing the address. Any letter in which you have what? You have two letters is called formal letter. So this is the formal letter. You write what? After this you write the receiver's address. It means the person who is receiving the letter. You write its address. But be sure that here you will not write a date again. No date of receiver address. It can be punctuated or not. It can be slanted or block form. After that, you write what? You need to write number 3. You need to write the salutation. The salutation is always dear sir or madam. When the person who is receiving the letter is a female person, you say dear madam. When it is a male, you say dear sir, and you place a comma. Very important. It's very important. Now after that, what do we do next? We come to what? The heading. Heading is what? Everything should be written in capital letter. For instance, if you are applying for a job, you write application. Everything should be in capital letter. Or application letter. Or you write application for a poster as what? You give a messenger, for instance. You write application. If it is, for instance, letter of complaints, for instance, people refuse to wear nose masks. So you are writing a letter to the Ministry of Health to complain about that. So you have to say, for instance, letter of complaint. Letter of complaint. So you underline it. Everything should be in capital and you underline it. Now you start writing your letter, the body. Now, when you want to conclude your body, you write what? I'm looking forward to hearing. You can write this, to hearing from you very soon. Or you can also say, I would be glad if my request is taken into, my letter is taken into consideration. We have a lot of ways, but the most common one is this one. Now, when you finish, you will do what? The subscription. When you are writing, please, a formal letter, the subscription is always yours with capital Y. Yours, small f, faithfully. Faithfully. This is always, and you place a comma, very important, this comma. When you are writing a formal letter, the subscription is always this, always. Don't change it. When you are writing a formal letter, you subscribe your letter like this. Now, after that, you don't write your first name. Don't write, for instance, if it is our President Fonya Sigbe, don't write, if it is Fonya Sigbe who is writing the letter, don't write just for. No, it's wrong. First of all, you write what? When it is a formal letter, you write a signature. Don't sign. No, just write signature, and you write a full name. Full name. It means the person first name and the family name. So please don't sign. Don't sign. Just write a signature. So, ladies and gentlemen, time is against us. We are going to stop here for today. Next Tuesday, we are going to continue at the same time, 5 p.m. So be ready for that. We are going to start dealing with, explaining in details, giving more explanation now about every type of composition. We are going to take a topic and develop it. So thank you for watching us. Don't be angry because we don't have enough time to explain it. We are going to come back on that. Let's say thank you for